tell niggas we going live, dog.
Number one fan, Trey Star.
You already
Trey
in the chat.
God.
Shout
Trey.
out to Trey.
Shout out to Trey Star. Perfect attendance. Need to give him. Oh,
Yo, A
Alright.
plus. Trey Keto in the building, fam.
very cute. I fix my mic so I don't fucking keep. Alright. Okay, guess I'll just watch the VODs. Ain't here. Alright, so welcome to episode 19 of Intruder Alert Live. Tonight we'll be talking about how mumbling can actually advance language, courtesy of Young Thug. And it's released this. What did he release this weekend?
Rambe?
Harambe and then Wyclef Jean.
Oh no. Look like a goddamn Naruto character, bro. Goddamn. Tell me you saw that shit.
Yeah. It was very memey.
This guy, like.
So, other than that historic moment in our lives, this past weekend, we had Absolute Battle happen in Puerto Rico, right?
Texas.
Is it? Wait, what's...
First attacks this weekend.
Oh, wow, okay.
You good.
So, Absolute Battle in Texas, and then, I can't remember which tournament Daigo won?
Oswald.
Whatever that weeb word was.
Australia.
Oh,
Australia, mate.
Oh, Australia.
Brad was there too.
All right. So that one, those two tournaments happened this weekend. And then fresh off the presses, courtesy of the Smash scene, we have the Velvet Rope out. So only VIPs can talk about this topic next. And then after that, I guess the boys will talk about Ryu, and I guess how the meta has shifted in the Daigo style of Ryu then.
Diego.
And some more. Oh, it's the witching hour for the Ultimate Street Fighter Season 3. 4 are in, 4 are left to be determined. Who's getting in? Who's gonna be salty for the next few weeks?
Who's getting cucked?
Who's fucked for the next 8 or so weeks?
Who's in that spectator mode?
Oh no.
Hopefully it's not our Kappa correspondent.
Oh no. Let me just tell you that
Believe it's not me.
I'm more happy to see who doesn't make it than who does make it.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's so refreshing to me to see that salt when it hits them.
We need to have like a dedicated salt cam. Cause I think emotion's gonna be running high.
Salt cam?
Yeah. Cause people are gonna catch feelings tomorrow.
Yeah, the
can't wait to
elimination
blow
matches,
niggas
we
up.
gotta get cams on them. Somebody's gotta get cams on them every time.
There'll probably be Zap in the back. Like he'll be in the red room, like through a crack. Just tape recording people.
Alright. So let's get started, boys. Do you have the results?
Yeah, let's stay domestic before we go abroad. Absolute Battle was an absolute slugfest of a top. Well, actually, it wasn't. There's a lot of people getting 3-0'd in top 8. To be honest, it was it actually didn't get really interesting until the end. But let's run down the top 8 and we'll talk about it. Liquid Knuckle Dew, back to back, hitting that Drake. He won Summer Jam. Now he's won Absolute Battle. Shout outs to Dude Dang. He's doing his thing. Alucard got second, was sitting pretty. He was actually in winner's side of grand finals. So he had the bracket reset on him and ended up losing, but he played a lot of birdie and Balrog in top 8. I don't even know if he played Nikali at all in top 8.
So pretty much
Snake
just like
Eyes,
Ricky.
yeah,
Us, like,
yeah,
the week. Oh,
yeah, man. I mean, it was actually his birdie is really, really clean and pretty fun to watch him use characters that people would consider not as strong as some of the stronger characters. So good stuff to him. Snake Eyes. I don't know if this is the highest he's ever finished, but he got third. Mainly with Zangief still playing that Ryu for pocket matchups. But his Geef is looking crispier and crispier. I like the stuff he's doing. Alex Memers. Your mans. Alex Myers got fourth. Ray Ray and Young Art tied for fifth. And then the Texas Kobe Bryant, Sen Chang, and the online warrior, Mike and Ike 12, the number one Laura online, they tied for
Who
seventh.
is that guy? I've never even heard of this
mean?
guy.
Yeah, he's the
Fucking-
number one Laura online. Diamond Laura, bro.
Fucking Slim plays with that nigga all
This
the time.
was actually the first
Weird.
tournament he's gone to. He's 19 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, new phenom. I like that.
Yeah, so very first tournament, got top 8. Good stuff to my mans. And then some really notable people just outside would be LPN at 13th. My man, Ice, did not rock that bison. He played Guile. He got 9th. Ricky Ortiz, also 9th. Lost to Do. And that's big because for the most, other than the last 2 tournaments, Ricky usually kills Do. So maybe that's no longer a trend. Be interesting to see how they continue to play each other. And then Smug also just outside the top 8. Another 9th place finish for Smug. And Vagabond, he did pretty well. He got 25th. Only reason I bring him up, he got top 8 at the other Texas tournament earlier in the year, the one I went to, Texas Showdown. So,
Looks like Rylander switched from Dawson to Ryu too.
yes, I see that.
Damn.
I did not know that. He's the one to play that low tier, I guess.
Eh,
Dream is
well,
dead,
Art's still doing his thing.
he
is.
could only play Dawson, man. There's no Rose.
He is, and you know what? Champ did not do that well.
Damn, Champ was there?
He was there.
Oof.
Yeah.
Some guy
That's
named Hyper Surge tied for 17th with Dawson as well.
Yeah, so Champ not on this list means he died pretty fast. I think that he probably died in pools. I don't know. Maybe Commander Jesse moves into that number 1 spot for best sim in the U.S. I'm biased. That's my man's, but good to see everyone coming back. Donkey, welcome back. He came back to Vega. I respect that.
See that. I also see there's only, what's up with the tier list right now, man? There's 2 Dalsums, but there's only 2 Cammies, and one of them was a CJ Showstopper who also played Nash. So besides Alex Myers, only one other Cammy, only 1 Karin. A handful of, looks like three claw users. Where are we at here? Like 3 birdies? 4 birdies? Jesus.
Yeah, results all over the place. I say there is at least there's 5 Chuns in the top 32. That might be the
Yeah.
biggest one.
Damn.
Yeah, well, big surprise.
Did you guys watch it? I know Kelvin watched a little bit of it, but Matt, did you check any of the top 8?
I did
This
not
one?
watch any of Absolute Battle. I did watch Azado, though.
All right. So, Absolute Battle, I'm going to tell you this, and I know Justin had a tweet about it as well. And me and Kelvin were kind of talking about it last night. People forgot how to fight Mika because I'm going to tell you, Knuckle Dew was getting away with some of the most atrocious stuff. I feel like 90% of the time, people, and we're talking high level, I'm not talking about this is pool play, this is all top 8. People are just blocking the charged roundhouse now. Like, they're not optimally dealing with it. They're letting her get in for free, basically. She's plus, and they're having to put themselves in a 50-50. And Justin made a good observation, too. He said a lot of people are just going into Mika now. Like, I guess because people realized her flaws, they're less afraid of her. And they're like, oh, I can fight her. But that's not the case. Yeah, you want to fight her correctly, pick your spots, but really you still want to keep her out. I mean, and if you watch Deuce sets, all it takes is one clap. Get clap, you're in the corner, time to guess, asshole. Like that's the drill. That's the drill, man. And I think a lot of people weren't ready for that. Case in point, Alex Myers. He had this man down 2-0 with the Nash. He switches to Mika, and instead of playing a bit more conservative, he just keeps playing 100 miles an hour, and he just dies. Just dies, man. Guesses wrong on a couple of DPs and just dies. And he gets the classic 3-0 run back.
Yeah,
So,
man.
Tough.
It's this will kind of tie into Oz Ado, man. It seemed like the domination and how the shift in style, and people in America need to take a page out of Daigo's book, man, and just calm the shit down.
Kelvin, what did you think of the top 8 of Absolute? I know you saw the last probably 3 matches.
I saw the last pretty much grand final. No, it was I saw a bit of winners finals, I think it was, and between Snake Eyes and Knuckle Dude. I didn't really see a lot of Mika play, to be honest, because I tuned in a little late. But I do remember, was it Summer Jam that was last week?
Yes.
He was doing a lot of the same, from what I'm hearing from you. It sounded like a lot of the same stuff I saw last week. So I do agree that a lot of people have forgotten, in a sense, about Mika as a character, because I feel like you don't see her played outside of pools as often as before.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still something everyone has to keep in mind. It's like the same thing how Bison is a character that people forget to play because not a lot of people play him. Or in that sense, it's a gimmicky character, but if you're not prepared, you're obviously gonna fall. You're gonna get bodied. I don't know any other way to put it. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I do agree with what you're saying. From what I saw last week, it was a lot of the same stuff: blocking drop kicks, not even reversing, to get out of the drop kick situation. But yeah, a lot of that. So that's all I have to say about it.
I feel you. Well, like Matt said, it kind of ties into maybe some of the revelations that Daigo, the Lord and Savior, has found. So let's just move on to those Oz Huddle results, because outside of top 8, I didn't watch a lot of Absolute Battle. Good stuff to everyone who made top 8. I'm glad y'all repping. Top 8 for Oz Huddle. So we said Daigo first. The Taiwan Phenom Gamer B took second.
Hey.
Itabashi Zangief, the world's famous Zangief, got third. The American hero, You Know Why I'm Here, K-Brad, got fourth. And then tied for fifth was DS Falco. I assume he's an Australian player. I don't know.
He is.
Okay. And then Human Bomb they both played Chun-Li, tied for fifth. And then Shang Tsung played Nash, and Dark Jiwa making another appearance. Dark Jiwa has been all over the world this year. I don't know what that man does, but he apparently just has endless flights and endless frequent flyers, I guess. I don't know. I always see him at international tournaments.
Yeah, he's everywhere, man.
Yeah, man.
He got
he moved to the West Coast, I heard.
Yeah, but that's the point. I mean, he lives in the U.S., but he's at every international tournament.
Yeah.
So that's the top 8. There was a bunch of, I guess, Australian players outside of that. I don't see any big names that I remember. Somniac, I know that name just because he plays Dyson. But so Matt, you watched this one, I believe. Did you catch this?
I did.
Okay, so what were your impressions just about the fields play, Daigo's play, whatever?
Just generally speaking, I think it was everyone pretty much playing fast, except for Daigo. Itabashi kind of takes a page from Daigo's book too, but Itabashi just, I swear, for the first 2 games, doesn't matter win or lose, he plays it solid. And then game 3, every set I play, every set I watch, does game 3, if he's down 0-2 or if he's up 2-0, he just does the craziest shit, catches it off guard. I'm like, oh my god, he'll just SPD you 4 times in a row, and no one looks for it because the first 2 games he just lulls you to sleep.
Yeah.
And but Daigo plays like that the entire time. But Daigo will sometimes do some reckless stuff too. But I think that's the key to the stylistic approach from these guys now. It's that they play it extremely patient, extremely passive, and they kind of just keep on giving their opponent rope to hang themselves with. And if they do, then great. And if they don't, by the time the chips fall where they will, they have a big opportunity to stylistically change their approach and catch their opponent off guard. And I felt like there's a lot to be taken from that style. It's really strong, and I know your boy CN kind of writes a little bit about that technique in his guides that I've read. But
Okay.
Making, instead of changing a 50-50 into more like a higher chance for it to succeed by stylistically approaching it from different angles and stuff. But anyway, yeah, it was a good tournament. Just seeing Daigo whoop some more ass, it's always good to see.
Yes, the Lord and Savior, Diego Umehara. He is definitely, like you said, found something that's working for him in the game. We'll get to see him up close and personal this weekend at ECT. Looking forward to that. And get to see Gamer B having success, Itabashi, K-Brad. It didn't seem like a lot of international presence at Australia for this tournament, but enough that the top 8 was, like you said, competitive and fun to watch. I didn't watch it live, but I did watch the VODs of most of Daigo's matches and a couple of K-Brads, but good stuff. Kelvin or Jason, did you guys catch any of this?
Negative.
I did not, but I did hear K-Brad choke to death.
Oh, no.
That's all I heard, pretty much, against Daigo. He did like a random EX drill, full screen, with the life lead, and got murdered.
Yeah, he did do that, but it wasn't as close as you think it was. It wasn't like a throwaway, but yeah, he blew it, but he didn't he wasn't like on the verge of winning and then all of a sudden was like, oh no, he just fucking died. It was like this is kind of close, and okay, he just EX drilled and now he's dead. But yeah. And then I think Itabashi just beat his ass in losers. Like, Itabashi just beat his ass.
Let's see.
But I guess that's a bad matchup. I don't see how it could be a good one for Cammy. She has very few multiple hitting moves to deal with the armor, and she doesn't have a fireball, so that's pretty tough.
Did they play in top 8? K-Brad and Daigo? It seems like they didn't play in top 8.
No, they played in the top 16.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay.
And I think Daigo beat him 2-1.
I see. Okay, cool. Well, again, Gamer B and Daigo had a good set. I remember watching that. I believe that was winners finals. And yes, okay, it was winners finals. Yeah, 3-2. Yeah, okay, I remember that set was strong. Good watch on both sides. Daigo's really figured out how he likes to deal with the collies now. Most of the cast, I feel like you said, just in that same way. And the set with Gamer B and Itabashi as well. Gamer B just playing great sets pretty much this whole tournament. Did enjoy watching him quite a bit. So that is the top 8 of those 2 tournaments that went down this weekend. We have 2 tournaments in the U.S. alone this weekend with First Attack, in Puerto Rico. And your Season 2 Wednesday Night Fight champion, Chris Tatarian, will be in attendance there, as well as a handful of other pro players. They always do well. I mean, it's Puerto Rico, and they're like right on the beach, and there's a lot of beautiful girls. So definitely a tournament I would like to go to next year. But I didn't know it was so late in the year, and there's already other East Coast tournaments. Because we're going to ECT in Jersey and the grimy... Sweet Johnny Cage and L.I. Joe will play host to us. Man.
So put some respect on my homeland, bro.
So
please.
So we'll be up there.
What city is that in?
Morristown, baby.
Morristown, bro.
Oh no.
So we'll be paying tolls on our ass.
North Dirty Jersey. Yep. Rest in peace, your buddy.
Hope you
Yeah,
pack your own
don't worry.
sandwiches.
Don't worry, guys. It'll only be like $20 in gas a piece. Oh, you forgot the $75 in tolls.
Hey, well, relax. It's only like 30. Chill out, dog.
It's a lot. I don't know. I don't try to add it up because it upsets me.
Oh, you want to go over this bridge twice? I'll be taking that $5
All right,
and
Fumi. The
$15.
memes gotta stop, dog.
Oh no, you're triggering the Jersey boys.
Yeah, Jersey's good. Triggered, bro. Triggered. So let's talk about Jason. This VIPs, man. What happened with this, man? I was not informed about all this.
I think we're gonna have to mute the stream and just talk amongst ourselves. Since it's only VIPs.
Okay.
Good
let's do
one.
it.
So apparently, scheduling. Do you know about like this diva status shit, man?
I don't, man. Fill me in, man.
So I think some of the top players in the scene that will be unnamed,
Oh,
Smash. I think they were like before they were proposing having like an allotted time, like a certain time, like maybe like Thursday or Friday before pools start, the day before like the actual tournament starts. They have like their own like day where they can just like not play and then have like specific times for fan interaction and stupid shit like that.
Oh my! So meet and greets.
Oh yeah,
basically.
because
Yeah.
I am literally a god.
Yeah, so basically these top players get to sit out the day one of the open qualifiers. They automatically get seeded into.
Oh yeah, because they want to get floated out of round one pools.
Oh, so they
Yeah,
think
that's-
pools is a waste of time, basically.
It's taken
Well-
away from their fan base.
I think the fans voted for that. Like, top players shouldn't play in pools.
Well, you
But
know
the
what?
Top players weren't showing up for the day of the pools, so they were like, "We want to see these players." So then they like created like a mandatory like time period where the day of pools, even though you're not playing, you have to see your fans.
Yeah.
And then like if you don't go to these mandatory things, like then I don't think they float you or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just really
when your
dumb.
scene is getting dominated by some fucking 13-year-old and calling the shots,
Oh,
that's pretty
no.
indicative of the type of people that are in there.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Can I play devil's advocate here? Is that okay?
Do it.
Can I
Do it.
Sure,
Joey.
why not?
Okay, so here's the actual benefits of this system, though, because there are benefits to it, and I think they're on the cusp of a breakthrough, but they're just not approaching it correctly. So the plus side is that the players who are going through the open tournament are going to be they're going to feel a little bit better about going, which means that attendance is going to be up because they feel like they're going to be able to get out of pools easier because they might not run into the top player.
Eh?
Okay, so that's a good thing. So attendance is going to spike on the open tournaments, and that can only help because there's a lot of people that are going that don't go to majors that go, why am I going to majors? I'm not going to be seeded. I'm going to have to play a top player. In my pool at some point or another, either first or second round, because nobody knows who I am, yada yada, and it's going to be a big waste of travel time, money, etc. Well, Smash players don't have to worry about that now, at least for the most part. The second thing that's good about this is that it kind of it's drawing a parallel to the actual esports community, such as Counter-Strike and Dota. And I don't know how League of Legends runs, but this is exactly how they run. The top teams usually, when they have a big invite tournament, or rather an invite/open tournament, there's always pre-qualified players or teams, and then there's an open qualifier section. And it works out pretty well for the most part. It's like no one really feels like slighted, in my opinion. But then again, it's a little bit different for a fighting game community because there's so many people that play. In a team game, I mean, there's a lot less teams in a bracket, but in a Street
Yeah.
Fighter major, there's 1,000 people. You know,
Right.
you're not going to have 1,000 teams. You're going to have 200 teams. You know, maybe tops.
Right.
So it's a lot different of a playing field in terms of the size. So I think they're on the right track, but I don't know if there's a good or a bad way to go about it. But I think getting the conversation started is a good thing, and I'm glad that people are talking about it now.
Hey, this is something that we've brought up on the show a couple times, where we've talked about the future being like a invite-only A league versus the open B league, and I'm 100% on board with that side of it. What I don't understand, and I think this is maybe where, like you said, they're probably going about it the wrong way, is that they need to have mandatory meet and greet times. They need their own place where no one has access to them. I think is what the thing is as well. They want VIP rooms. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
They said like supposedly they feel like they can't like play in peace like prior to like the day of like when they're playing or whatever, because like they feel like people just come up and bother them.
I mean, it's a fine, like Matt said, it's kind of a fine. I mean, it just depends. It's a fine line. I mean, I don't think they need to be as famous as K Brad was saying. Like, he doesn't want to hear it unless people are like, like major sports famous, like LeBron James famous or something like that. I don't think that's ever going to be the case. But I do think there should just be a time and place. But I feel, I don't know the Smash community, but I feel like the FGC does a pretty good job of it. If a dude's playing in top 8, I don't see a bunch of people just run up to them asking for autographs. Or, if he's, like next on stage, I don't see people running up taking pics of them. So I don't know where the hang up is. Like, they want this area where no one has access to them. To me, that's kind of Hollywood. But maybe the Smash scene is different. D1 was saying, yeah, and I believe he's a famous, I don't want to say caster, commentator for the Smash community, and he was saying our scenes are different. He said the biggest thing is our scene is a lot younger than the FGC. So a lot of these kids are kind of demanding and want to get pictures, or they want to fanboy out or fangirl out and kind of just smother the people who are actually trying to, I mean, this is their job, this is their living, so they're trying to focus in and actually perform the best they can. So I am kind of still against all the VIP shit, frankly, but I think Matt's right. I mean, even if he was playing devil's advocate or not, I think moving not only Smash but the FGC or just anything that wants to be taken seriously, you need to have the best just playing the best, and use the open leagues to, work on your second tier talent.
I mean, I guess technically they did it for Daigo. He had to sit at the Red Bull thing at Evo for
Yeah.
hours.
That's true.
It makes sense, but I don't know. I think they just need to fucking teach those kids manners. If it's that big of a problem,
Yeah,
like,
the Daigo thing to me was more like, this man has a goddamn book. I mean, no one else can say that. So he's like, I'll sign like, it's a book signing. It's a different thing.
Daigo doesn't have a documentary, Kevin.
Well, I mean, is that the last thing? That man has a manga. He's got the book. He's
Damn.
got a sculpture, a little figurine of himself.
He doesn't have a full-length 5-part documentary on YouTube. Okay, that's the big difference.
Like, I mean, look, when I was getting autographs of Bonchan, Kazunoko, Tokido, just being very respectful, they were all nice and humble. And maybe it's because everyone that I'm talking about is older. All those dudes are older than me, and I'm 28. So it's like, man, maybe we're just able to handle it in a certain way. And like you said, maybe it's just a matter of teaching the young kids in Smash, like, hey man, this dude's playing. How about you don't tap on his shoulder and say, hey, after this, can you sign me something?
Mm-hmm.
Kelvin, what are your thoughts on it, man? You've been listening, man.
Well, I mean, I agree with, there's it's like different. I like they're kind of going about it in a sense where I feel like they're growing too fast when they can, and they don't really know where to go. Like I come from like the Halo community. That's where I came from originally, and Halo was kind of the same concept. I mean, players did have their kind of like VIP area, but it was like open. It was like weird. It's open to the public in a sense where they would still like sign autographs. They would allow people to go in there if players, uh, would allow it, I guess. Um, but in the sense of like, having bracket floating in a lot of sense, I guess I agree with it. But at the same time, I don't because how do I say it. I mean, it's like no real easy way to play, I guess, because like they're just like growing way too fast for the sense of like they don't know where they're going with their whole like infrastructure of their scene. I feel like there's a lot of young people in the scene that don't get that people want to be left alone if they're gonna play the matches you know or they idolize these people because they see them as role models. But I don't know, man. I just don't really know like what they want to do with their scene. I don't know how to put it.
Well, I
mean,
don't know. Go ahead, Jason.
it kind of makes sense because no matter what, I feel like that scene is is segregated. Like it's segregated even amongst themselves. It's a clear defined line between Smash 4 and then Melee. And then within FGC, it's FGC and then Smash. And even still, like Nintendo does not support like their scene in like barely in the slightest. It's like
That's where I wanted to bring up. Do you think that their
Mhm.
lost sheep mentality is because they don't have any developer guidance throwing money or saying, hey, this is the Smash Cup. These are the places where if you want to be the world champion of Smash, go here, do this, do this. Is it because of that that it's kind of left up to people just running? I mean, right now, why are people running Smash tournaments? Is it because the
'Cause
game is fun or is it
they
because they're making money off
making
the
money.
game?
Right.
Combination of both. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, um, there's there's that weird segregation too, like Jason's talking about. Melee is like the cousin of the FGC, and then Smash Four. When you look at FGC, they sometimes they feel like Smash Four is the
It's
half
the
breed.
redheaded stepchild.
There it is. There it
Yeah.
is. I'm a bastard because I'm a bastard. That's why. That's what Smash is. Just Smash is Jon Snow, man.
oh
No one knows
no.
who his daddy is. There's a lot of mysteries going on.
Damn.
I think if Nintendo came in and took the reins over it would. I think Smash would like it just explode. Like it would be the biggest like resurgence in a fighting game, even though they're massive now.
Yeah, because they'll
I think
fucking
that
let you
they
use Mario in like an Olympic like announcement, but oh no, you can't. You can't stream that shit for Evo. I don't.
I don't know. I honestly don't know because if they had a governing body or like uh, a hierarchical structure to their tournament scene and whatever, chances are they would probably detach from everything else FGC related. And I mean, speaking under complete bias, I think that would be great for the FGC. But I mean, the Smashers don't want to accept the fact that without the FGC, they lose a lot of their structure. A lot of their big tournaments, are piggyback off of our big tournaments, and it's kind of hard to imagine if they would be this popular without the FGC. Obviously, we take no ownership of them, but I mean, if anything, look at our community and our response and out our outburst or outrage over their comments. I mean,
Yeah.
realistically speaking, like why do we even care?
That's a
The only
good
reason
fucking
why
question.
like the only reason why we care and the reason why we're putting energy into it is because they're piggybacking off of our tournaments.
Mm,
That's the only reason why we would care, and
very true.
it's not all of our tournaments, but it is a lot of them that also run Smash. So I don't know, man. It's like if they had their own governing body, I would probably be inclined to say that there wouldn't be this much discussion and limelight on it.
Dude, man, they
Yeah.
have that Smash back room. Where
Backstage, boy.
only the few make the rules, decisions in the community. They currently already have like that VIP section. Like, it's in there. It's kind of in their, um, pretty much in their
Status.
structure. 'Cause it's always been like community, like run, as far as like standards go.
Well, if anything, I know from the FGC is that there's about 5 different back rooms in the FGC all over the globe, and everyone's at each other's throats. So good on them if they have one consolidated body that can make decisions like that, because the FGC sure fucking can.
No, but everyone's been chiming in. I mean, Mr. Wizard said choose one, open tournament or player exhibition. Can't have both. Someone told my man, why can't you have both? I don't understand why you can't, but okay. So
He's a fucking idiot, and he's completely looking out for his product, which is Evo.
I mean, they kind of already do that whenever they have like the summit. The melee players like hang out over there.
Yeah, but the summit isn't an open tournament though.
I mean,
That
for
is-
the exhibition part of it.
that's true.
Yeah.
But it that more so just supports his argument though, because that is a player exhibition. It's not an open tournament, so it's not a combination of the two. He's basically saying you can't have them both at the same time,
Oh,
which
I
I
understand that.
also disagree with, because
exactly.
I mean look at
Yeah.
Evo. Evo does a pretty good job of that, I would say. And even at these major tournaments, there's always exhibitions going on. And as far as like, if he's talking about player exhibitions like autograph signings and shit like that, why can't that happen? There's no reason why that can't happen. Most of the top players during their downtime, or rather, they have a shitload of downtime or any player has a shitload of downtime at majors, unless they're playing like a huge quantity of games, which not a lot of people do. You're either an anime player, a Street Fighter player, a Marvel player, King of Fighters player. You might play 2 genres. Very few people play 3 or more. So it's like you have a ton of downtime. So what are you doing during your downtime? You're probably hanging out, chilling out, or relaxing in a hotel room, watching people play, shooting the shit with your friends. Doing whatever. You don't. It's not like you're fucking grinding it out every second of the day that you're there. You could easily fit in a couple of hours into an exhibition where you're signing autographs. I mean, shit, look at fucking Daigo. I mean, he has like booths and shit at Evo, didn't he? Didn't he have like an autograph signing booth or whatever?
He had a booth. He had fangirl Giuna sitting in there. Giuno's like an episode of Entourage show. He's just looking lost.
yeah.
Like, why am I?
He had his own like broadcast too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so someone needs to
fucking
tell
dumb.
Wizard, remind him of the Daigo booth at his own fucking tournament, and tell him to fucking take a hike. Fucking idiot.
The other interesting comment I saw was Justin Wong on this topic. He said, this is a tweet from him, every community is different. I believe the Smash community fans are more supportive compared to the FGC. That's just what I see, in my opinion. Sorry. That kind of, to me, sounds like he's saying, hey, I
Wait,
mean,
who said this?
Justin Wong.
Ah,
That's
yeah,
kind of,
people
to
making
me,
eyes back then.
him saying, since our people don't care as much, it's okay. I don't know. I don't know. It's weird.
I think he's saying that we don't have like fanboys like they do.
Oh, well, maybe. I think we do. I think a lot of people, but I think our fanboy selection is just very thin. Like,
It's
I
all
think-
fan men.
No, okay. This is where I disagree because I think that the FGC has a reputation and a stigma about it that these fanboys don't want to come out to the events like they do for Smash.
oh,
So like the fanboy mentality and that type of player and that type of person in the FGC gets ridiculed, they get demonized, yada yada. You know, it's hard for them to mesh with the core of the FGC people that are at major tournaments. You know what I'm saying? But like
Yeah.
that is the core at Smash events. The core is that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I guess like what Jason was saying. I mean, even at TGS, there's cliques in the Smash community, and I feel like one of the cliques is like the fanboyish clique, and the other clique is like the actual competitive clique. But they always coexist in fighting games like Street Fighter. There is no two cliques. There is no fanboy clique that comes out and just plays. Like there's like the few guys that are kind of self-alienating, but they're not like fanboyish.
yeah.
But everyone else is kind of jives and kind of does the whole thing together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Just kind of throwing in the local scene and my perspective and how it relates, I think, to the national. I mean, I could be totally wrong. I'm not in
No,
the Smash.
that could be a point. Another tweet he said was a lots of Smash fans are also my fans, but I don't think it's vice versa. So that kind of I think you're right. Maybe because of those things. I mean, our scene. Let's be real. Has always kind of felt like the smoker matches, if you will, of esports. You know, just stereotypically, I think people look at fighting games like they're rowdy. They're not the games, but the people. They're rowdy. They curse a lot. Super sexualization. SJWs have a fit. Look at Evo. They didn't let. They didn't want Funo to pick Mika's default costume. Like, come on. Like, there's stuff there's like certain things that go on in our scene or are perceived in our scene, as you're saying, that maybe a lot of fanboys would not want to, like you said, come out. Because I mean, we can't use one example. I don't want to use Daigo because I think Daigo is just such an anomaly at this point. He's such his own thing that it's kind of unfair to use him and say that, well, people fanboy over Daigo, but no one fanboys over Justin Wong, or maybe they do. I don't know. Not to the extent that this is not, like you said, this is not even brought up ever. This would never be a topic. Justin Wong needs his own space because everyone is just awing over him every time he goes to play at a tournament. So I don't know. Kelvin, why don't you go to Pound 4 and tell us how it is, man.
What? You just lost me. I do have an opinion though on this. I think there's kind of a direct correlation, I feel like, in the FGC compared to how good you are at the game, or if you can become good at the game to I guess like how people react to players. I guess I'd use like the store as an example where like at the store I feel like the Smash scene always has these consistent amount of people and it's always the same people there. Even if it's like, you know, you go in every week and place the same or get like bottom 30, like these people are always still there. I feel like at the store, you get your ass busted one week, people fucking disappear for months. I don't know what it is.
I think that particularly TGS may not be. I mean, there's different factors, man. I don't know. I mean, look, I think a good amount of the Smash people are just there for other reasons as well.
Yes.
Chiefly gender related, but
gender related issues. Also, the lesser players are like so encouraging of each other.
Ooh, I like that.
But the better players aren't encouraging the lesser players. It's just the lesser players have clicked together and are encouraging each other. Like, oh, you can do it, buddy. Yeah, you know, I hear them talking and I see their posts and stuff. Like, they're always like encouraging each other to try to get a little bit better. Like, even though they're ass, you know. and they're realistically not getting any better. But I mean, they're very encouraging to each other, and I don't think our community does that. The lesser players don't do that.
No, not at all. I would say that our lesser players are only looking to the top players for support when it comes to that type of stuff. Like, I don't ever hear two people not that good at Street Fighter be like, I mean, unless maybe they play the same character. I've heard that, but that. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. We should have more of that. But I think Matt brings up a good point. What is it? Like, if they have 50-man locals, I'm pretty sure it's only the top 8 dudes always making top 8. So that's 40 dudes that, maybe they move up and down in 50 through 12 or something.
Yeah, but what does it matter? What does it really mean that you went from 24th to 17th? You know what I mean?
Very true. It's very
God
true.
damn.
But maybe that's the difference. Our scene is more cynical, man. You need thicker skin to play fighting games. Like, their scene doesn't pop off. Like, I'm gonna just be honest, man. I don't ever.
Yeah.
We there on Fridays. I never hear a 4-letter word that's about play. If they say a 4-letter word, it's because they're like dissing someone touched someone inappropriately, or it's too hot or something. I never hear, "You fucking suck. You fucking suck." I never hear that. Like, there's no hostility.
I heard that shit's against the rules. I'm not even kidding. I'm dead serious. I heard that shit is against the rules. You can't do that. Can't pop off.
Who made those rules?
I don't know, bro, but I heard this is a standard rule at majors.
The back room, man. The back room.
That's crazy.
Illuminati.
I swear to God.
I need. Is this real? So at majors, you can't do this at Smash majors.
I asked a couple people at this one Smash Friday, and then I asked Zap, and I was like, "Is this true?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's real. Like, you can't go crazy or pop off." And he was actually serious, and then that was the end of it.
I need some instant research on this. Like, right now on this podcast, I need to find out if that's true. That is wild.
Where is our Smash correspondent, yo?
Oh, we don't need one, but
yeah, we need to. Yo, can we get a VIP invite to Puppet out here, man? Get him on the show.
Oh.
I don't want that trouble, man. I heard what he does if he doesn't like you, yo.
He doesn't what? He doesn't like me?
If he doesn't like you, I heard you get the bodying, man.
Oh no.
I'm not trying to get my Facebook hacked.
I want to hear him pop off, man.
I'm just gonna mute him. I can't.
Wait. Okay, so let me think about what I'm looking for. I'm looking for no thuggery. The FGC has a thuggery rule too, though. But has that ever been enforced? Let's be real.
No, hell no. And the no coaching rule never got enforced, so fuck the rules.
God damn.
I forgot
Everybody broke that rule. No one gave a shit.
Touche.
How can we be esports when we don't follow our rules?
Super Smash Con? Is that a good site to go to?
Most likely.
Okay. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna just post this to the chat if anyone wants to kind of sift through this and maybe. And something.
Real quick, Kevin, before you continue.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Did you see who joined the ranks of Wave Esports?
I did see that.
No.
Did you want to just talk about that as well?
I don't know if I want to talk about it. I don't know if it's appropriate. So I just wanted to see if you saw it.
Okay, we can handle that conversation VIP. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Oh my god. You guys already smashed it.
Okay, here it is. Okay, code of conduct. This is 1.1.3.
There's a code of conduct?
I posted it in the chat.
Oh my god.
Boys, verbal abuse and physical violence is grounds for removal from the venue without refund. I guess verbal abuse is telling him that he sucks.
PDF?
There's a PDF.
Well, I think this is just for that con.
What I'm saying, this is I've never seen this for a Street Fighter tournament.
You might be surprised. I'm sure it's probably somewhere in Evo somewhere.
Maybe for Evo.
No Ghost of Marvel 2 allowed on stage. Wait, what?
Oh man, too good.
They have a no coaching rule. All right, well, look, if it's not a real thing, like you can't curse at people or anything, I mean, that is a pretty big difference from what people do in the FGC. Even at our locals, like we were talking about at TGS, where all hell breaks loose if someone's beating somebody. That's an upset, And how do you deal with that pressure? How do you deal with that sadness? That I think is what forges us to be stronger players. Is by bouncing back and dealing with the L's, I guess, if you want to call it that, and just adversity in general. I mean, I don't feel like the fighting games is like golf. I don't know. I just don't get that vibe. Smash could be much more like us, but if they choose to do those type of things, then I think that is another reason that they should get their own damn tournaments.
Well said.
All right, so
Get your own damn tournament.
shall we get on to the Ryu
Yeah,
breakdown?
let's talk about the golden child, man.
Oh boy. So
Let's talk.
who's a special guest? Daigo? Are we? Do we have Daigo on the show?
We have an Arcappa correspondent, so he does have Daigo inside of him.
He does.
So
Hey, Doug.
He prays every night.
Halfway there.
See that picture of Daigo on the tapestry, man.
I got multiple pictures, bro.
Oh,
Daigo's on my background right now.
Is it the Daigo face? The fucking praise Daigo face, like plastered all over the walls of my room. It's like, oh.
Actually, I'm getting the Daigo action figure mailed to my house as we speak right now. Amazon on deck.
are you gonna be one of those guys that jizzes on his figures?
That what? No.
You know that's a thing?
I actually do know that's a thing. That's
Yeah.
actually very fucking weird.
I mean,
Alright.
if you want to get the Daigo figure, by all means.
Get it.
well, okay. Let's talk about Ryu, man. I actually, you know what? This is I think everyone kind of understands Ryu as we call him Captain Basic. Me and Jason have called that man Captain Basic for many millennia.
Oh, we should have had Corey on.
Should
Damn
have
it.
Corey on.
Yeah, we fucked up.
Corey is Captain Basic. But let's talk about Ryu, and we'll get into some of the good stuff. Matt, why don't you just give us just a synopsis of like why Ryu's God? Why is Ryu a god, man?
Ryu is a god because he has two things: a fireball and a shoryuken. Okay, but his fireball, I mean, okay, to be fair, so does Ken Masters. But his fireball is nowhere near as good as Ryu's. It used to be good, but now it's not good. So, with that being said, Ryu is a god. Those two tools make him a rock. He's always been that way since Street Fighter 2. In every iteration, his playstyle is basically the same. He has short limbs, but he's got a fireball, which acts like a limb. But you can't trade with it. It just hits you, and you lose damage. And every time you block it, you die very slowly. So he kind of dictates the pace of the match, more so than just about any other character. If he wants to press you, he can press you. He can aggress you. If he wants to put up a wall, he can put up a wall. And that's why this character is very strong in this game, I feel, is because he can kind of, at the drop of a hat, just decide that he wants to jump in at you and get a lot of damage, or he can just continually back up and let you kill yourself. So that's basically Ryu in a nutshell.
Okay, part two of that question. A lot of people have tried Ryu. Let's say safely, almost everyone has tried Ryu. When people ask, "Hey, what character should I play?" Either whether it's right or wrong, everyone just says, "Still play Ryu, man. He teaches you Street Fighter." Why
Oh, I heard Forte.
is Street Fighter? Why is Ryu? For all the people who play Ryu or have tried Ryu, there's probably two people that can win with him right now, like at a premiere. That's Tokido and Daigo. Why is he so hard to master in this game?
I think it's the idea. Well, there's a couple things, and the biggest thing is that his strengths are also his greatest weakness. Okay. So every time you chuck a fireball, it's like you feel the power. You're like, wow, this tool is really good, and you tend to forget the fact that most of the cast has tools to deal with it that are very punishing. Mainly just jumping over them and getting full comboed, because full combos in this game hurt a lot. They're very punishing.
Right.
And the other greatest tool that is his greatest weakness is the Shoryuken. Okay, so like there's times where it's guaranteed damage, and there's times when you're putting yourself into a 50-50, where if it lands, you get 15 to 20% damage, depending on if it counter hits, and if it doesn't land, you die. And, well, if you make the wrong decisions about when to flip that switch, you just lose. And, depending on the timing of what you do that, you just die. So the character requires not just fundamental knowledge of the game, but also and of matchups of the character, etc., etc. It also requires a much deeper understanding of just game theory. Like you have to know the pacing of the match. It's a lot more intense calculation when you play this character. Because he gets so much more heavily rewarded than other characters, but he gets equally as heavily punished.
I see.
So he's literally the definition of a double-edged sword.
Very true. I also have noticed, since we're just talking about Ryu, play in general, Daigo, as you were saying, playing the slower pace now, kind of using that wall of fireballs and good spacing and good DPs to give opponents enough rope to hang themselves and really effectively slow down the match, take some of the more random moments out of the match, and play to his own strengths as just a player in general. Is this something that you think is unique to Ryu in particularly, or do you think that other members of the cast could also benefit from playing that way?
I think he's the only character in the entire cast that can play that way as effectively as he can. There's other characters that have shreds of that in their playstyle, a la Nash, a la Guile, a la Ken. That's generally it, I would say. Just because those are the only characters that have a fireball and also an anti-air tool at their disposal. But Nash has limitations where he needs meter to do it.
True.
And Guile has a limitation of needing charge, and Ken has a limitation that his fireball just quite simply isn't as strong. So Ryu is the only one who can do it to the extent that he can.
I see.
So, but the downside of Ryu in comparison to those other characters is that those other characters, with the exception of perhaps Guile, have tools to initiate. Ryu doesn't really have strong initiation tools. He's a basic bitch when he wants to go in. He's either got a dash or he's got a jump, and that's the end of the story. Ken can jump Tatsu and alter his hitbox. He could full screen Tatsu. He could run at you. Nash has a crazy, ridiculous dash and back dash. He can just fly all over the screen. He's got teleports. He's got moonsault to initiate. So he always has all these different tools that he can use to start something. Right. Ryu really can't do that. Ryu needs to carefully calculate and pick his spot of when to either dash in or jump in. And Daigo very rarely does either. He basically favors just not even touching the stick most of the time. Like when I was watching him play, there's a lot of times when he would play against another fireball character and he just wouldn't move.
Right.
I'm just hey, I'm here, bro. What are you gonna do? And then it's like then he would just play his reactive game. So like if the guy didn't do anything, then he would literally outweight them and say, show me your tendencies before I show you mine. And I think that Ryu is one of the only characters that can strongly do that because it's the other X factor we didn't mention, which is the parry.
The parry.
The parry. So that
Crazy.
tool, I feel like the only one who's using it very effectively in terms of like the neutral game is Daigo. I think Tokido has a mastery of it in terms of matchup knowledge.
I agree
Like,
with that. Yes.
Tokido, matchup-wise, knows exactly when and how to use it. Daigo just uses it in the neutral game just tremendously. But that kind of it doesn't really open doors to him, more so than it closes doors on your opponent. It's like
Right.
you're playing against another Ryu, and you show that you can just parry every fireball and be totally just cozy. The meta game becomes very strange, because it's like, well, if I throw fireballs at him, he can parry me, and vice versa. So it becomes like a very intense Yomi matchup when it really shouldn't be. And that's why Daigo is winning these matchups, because this guy's been playing Street Fighter for so long. Like, he has the deepest understanding of Yomi. Like,
Right.
that he is Yomi. It's Daigo. That's him. So that's why I think he's being so successful right now.
Yeah, I like Daigo being successful, man. It does a lot for, I don't know, just our scene. I mean, I know he's I don't know how old is Daigo doesn't have an age, but like you said, he's been playing for so long, and then you see like, all people playing so differently from him, like winning, like, and I'm not saying that they're playing wrong. I don't want to do that. But it's just the nature of the game. People are playing crazy. They're playing fast. You watch a lot of American top eights. It looks sloppy sometimes. It looks kind of trashy just because people are just doing whatever the hell they want. So it is refreshing, as someone myself whose first glimpses into high-level Street Fighter was really watching old-ass ST, like Uvega and Daigo and other people playing a type of game where it just everything was more cleaner initially, and trying to pattern that myself, and then maybe losing some faith in 5 because 5 is so crazy. Like, well, I just got to do what I got to do to win. That's great, but I'm glad that Daigo is showing that no, I can do this in my way, and this character allows me to do that the best. I do have another question. Try to keep it on Ryu. Talk about this jump light kick for me, man, real quick. What's the haps with that, man? Is it the best jump normal in the game?
I don't think it's the best jump normal in the game, but I think it is the best jump normal in the game at the distance where it is the best. Let me let me go into that further. You can't really say it's the best jump in normal in the game because the range on it's pretty bad.
Okay.
Okay, so like for instance, if you like a good strong jumping attack normal, which is fast and has good range, would be like, what would be like a good example? I suppose like Rashid's jumping heavy punch, Mika's jumping heavy punch or heavy kick. Basically, a button that has a lot of hits done, has a lot of range, and has a pretty good hitbox to hurtbox ratio. So it's like kind of difficult to anti-air, but it's also fast. Anyway, the reason why Ryu's jumping light kick is so strong in this game is because of the habit that most players have formed of using their light attacks to anti-air. So this game is kind of a conundrum to older Street Fighter players because in this game, using light attacks to anti-air is very strong, and that's never been the case in the older Street Fighter games, only save for maybe like a few characters. Particularly like Dalsum, but that's it. But anyway, so people have these habits, with their characters, whether it be, Ryu himself, Nash, Rashid, Dalsum, doesn't matter. Like all these light Nakali, good example. All these you stand jabs or stand light kicks or whatever, which normally dominate the as anti-airs, lose to this light kick because this is like the only cross up in the game besides maybe Nash's jump medium kick that has a good hitbox to hurtbox difference. So like it's actually like just beating these normals, and people people don't like to block a Street Fighter V, so they
No.
always try to contest it, and they always lose to it. I mean, it
Mm.
doesn't make it a godlike normal, but what it does is it makes people have to anti-air honestly rather than having this one button fixes every problem, you know.
I know what you're saying.
So that it forces people to actually have to choose the correct anti-air against this character. You know, because he does have other options. I mean, he can jump in with a heavy punch or a heavy kick, but you should be able to gauge the spacing and choose the proper anti-air. You know, and if you can't anti-air it, if you've caught yourself slacking, and he's about to come on the top of the crown of your head, you can't be like, oh shit, I need to hit this jab or else I'm gonna like get jumped on. That's not the right response. The response is block. That's the response. Just block it, because you're gonna lose. Just block. And if you don't block it, then you're gonna get hit. You're gonna lose, and it's Ryu. He's gonna get a ton of damage.
Fair enough. That's a very good observation, and I hope that people can take away some stuff about that, about Ryu, about why they get hit by that button. Is there anyone in the chat got any questions about Ryu? Let us know, man. We're doing a Ryu breakdown, just kind of going over the character widely, you know, not super in depth or anything. A question just for Jason or Kelvin, whoever wants to chime in here about this. Do you guys feel that Ryu, because he is so hard to use, is he really deserving of that top 5 position that everyone puts him in? I know, like, in theory, yeah, he should go up there, but let's be honest. I mean, there's only 2 Ryus, and I believe that emphatically, that we're going to win anything this year for sure, right? Is it really a thing that Ryu is that great, or is it these players are just now finding ways? Well, Tokido for a longer stretch, but finding ways that this character can start crushing opponents, you know? Because I feel like Mika should be higher than Ryu in the current state of the game. Like, just when people are playing the way that they're playing right now, and her risk reward is greater than any character, you know, I feel like she needs to be higher, even though she has flaws, granted. But how do you guys feel about where he's placed currently in the tiers?
Do you want to go first, Kelvin?
You go first. It's fine.
I mean, I think he's deserving of a spot. I mean, tiers. I mean, it's dependent on who makes it too, because it could be like,
Very true.
is it the current state of the game? Is it by the toolkit? And I mean, just by toolkit alone, I think he's deserving of it.
Yeah.
I really don't know. And like, I mean, if Tokido and Daigo are like the only ones winning with that character, I mean, there's a reason why.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think he is.
Calvin,
Also
what
agree.
you think, bro?
I think it's deserving of a spot, but yeah, I don't know. I think a character like Ken or Chun-Li, which is more approachable for someone, I'd say, like, to win with. I put them above in a sense because there's just been a huge spike in Chun's and Ken's making out of pools as of recently.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think, though, he does deserve to at least be in the top 3 just because he's just a character that's so strong and has tools you need to be good in 5, where you can play both angles of the game really well.
I see.
And by both angles, I mean, like, you know, keep away or extremely aggressive or however you want to play him, because he has so many different play styles.
Yes, very true.
Yeah, so I think he's definitely deserving of the top 3 spots. But I think in the sense of approachability to the character, I think Ken and Chun definitely have that above him. So I put him in the top 3, and it's debatable if he would be the top one. But in the current state of the game, how you said people are just going in, I think Ken and Chun are a lot more suitable for that scramble style of play.
Very true. Very true, man. Daigo is not a spud. Man, man has to work and toil and try to do his thing. But an amazing character. I really like how he plays in this game. I think most people usually just enjoy Ryu in general if you have a decent fireball game. Matt, was there anything else you'd like to talk about this character?
Oh man, I just think that everyone should definitely give him a shot if they haven't done so. This character definitely needs a lot more love. I think he's underutilized. I mean, I'm enjoying playing him, and the only thing that I can say is that I feel like my potential with the character is very high, even though my results aren't speaking very highly right now. But I feel like I'm okay with that because I know that my personal potential with this character is strong because there's so many facets of his game that I'm just not utilizing yet. But I'm still doing. I feel like I'm doing well with him. I'm not doing great, but it's fine because I know that once I unlock a lot of his potential and a lot of matchup specific stuff, that it's gonna get a lot easier over time. And I think that that's the main detriment or the one factor that people always shy away from when they're considering their character is how soon will I see results? And this character is not a character that you look at and you see results, develop quickly. Like you don't get that instant gratification that you get out of like Ken or Nash or Amika or something like that. It's just you need to put work into this character and you need to actually study matchups and put in a lot of time because you can't just get by with setups. You can't just get by with going through the 50-50s because this character. I mean, not saying that he doesn't have them, but he doesn't get rewarded them like some of the other characters do. So you got to really put in some good solid time with him.
I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that. And that's good. That's a good way to look at it, man. Just in general, and that's I feel that way too about Ryu. As far as like you said, whenever I play him, I'm like, man, this character really feels good. He's really strong, damage wise, just putting his space like this is my space on the field of battle, and but like you said, it's just playing a rudimentary Street Fighter that you just get that feeling, and as you go on that journey of wanting to optimize the character, starting to do the better things, studying the matchups, then you start to transcend that, and you get to see the upside and that work pay off. Not to say that other characters aren't worthy, of doing all that with, but I think you don't necessarily have to do that with certain characters. Like I feel like certain players, even people I know, for example, like Valiant or other people who have switched to Ken recently on the West Coast, they're just playing Ken the same way they see anyone else play Ken, and kind of doing the same things that don't seem matchup specific to me because he's just such a strong force, and that's a strong way to play him the way people currently play the game, that it's okay. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to go in, frame trap, go for grab. We're in there, so that's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't think you can play Ryu and get as far if you're just playing, like super basic. You need to go to those levels of really finding either the super solid play of Daigo, or maybe you go to the matchup centric style of Tokido and you parry everyone to death when they think they're doing safe stuff that's not really safe, and so it's really fascinating. Great to see Ryu getting some love and winning majors and all that good shit.
Yep.
Hmm.
Good job.
Good job on that talk.
Yay.
So, yeah, man. Tomorrow's the day.
Ooh, it's D-Day.
Tomorrow is the day.
D-Day?
No.
It's T Day.
T-Day. T-Day, man. We're going to have some brackets run tomorrow. 4 people will be happy and the rest aren't going to be happy. I know that in my heart of hearts. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. We're going to have some week 1 matches set up after the tournament, so a lot of good stuff's going down. Man, I don't know what I don't know what to expect. I don't even know what to say. Kelvin, you're competing tomorrow, I hear.
Yes.
How are you feeling, man? Talk to me.
Feel good.
Feeling good, huh?
Yeah. There's nothing else to say.
Wow.
Wow, y'all niggas want me to pop off or something? The fuck?
So is it gonna be like last time where, well, so you stop at top 4 and
I think we went all the way.
The top 4 need to play it
they
out
play it out?
because the first seed gets that first shot of loo, my man.
Ooh.
That's
No?
right.
Let's see.
Numero uno gets to call his shot for week 1. Now, me and Matt have discussed, I've posted it. Not a lot of people have read it, so I'm going to say it again. But the veto system is kind of revamped this season, and I'll make sure everyone's up to date tomorrow again, when we do it. But you can only veto in the first 2 weeks if you don't like the match, because it's going to kind of go 2 on, 2 off, right? So you can kind of veto those matches. The reason why weeks 3 and 4 you can't is because those weeks the commissioners are setting the matches, man.
Damn.
Boys play who you play, and you move on. And then I guess we can keep flipping it as how many weeks it takes. But the idea being that we're trying to avoid as much double or triple jeopardy situations.
Yeah, we didn't enjoy the fuckery of last season, to put it mildly.
There you go.
There was some fuckery that happened that kind of influenced some of the results,
a lot.
and we just don't want to see a repeat of that.
Yeah. So we're going to, it's about learning. Not only is it to make you guys better Street Fighter players, but it's help us put on better events for Sova Scene. Everybody come out, man, get hyped, get alive. Even if it's not tomorrow for the qualifier, tune in every week, man. Cheer on your Sova countrymen as they try to kill each other every week. And it's a good show, man. I enjoy that everyone else is saying, hey, you guys should do these more often. I mean, I didn't mind waiting for season 3 a little bit longer, but it was such a demand for season 3 that I was like, let's give the people what they want. Matt approved of it as well, and so here we are. We're on the precipice of starting a 3rd season. I just want to say I'm proud of Sova. We're doing episode 19 of Intruder Alert Live. That's amazing to me.
Yeah,
And
for real. Everyone give yourselves a pat on the back right now.
Pat on the back, man. A lot of self-love.
Yay.
Episode 19. I never thought we would have got past 5.
We
Yeah.
made it, boys.
It's a fucking Christmas miracle.
And we're doing season 3 of Ultimate Street Fighter. A lot of good things and good energy from the Sova scene. So good job, everyone.
Good job. Especially to you, Kelvin. Great job, buddy.
I don't know what the hell you mean by that.
You're doing the best job of all of us, Kelvin.
I don't know what you mean by that, but I'm gonna go to TGS tomorrow and just kill some people.
Nice.
And
You have your priorities straight.
That's what we want to hear, buddy.
listen, bro.
Is there anyone that you don't want to see in bracket? Just let's be real. Let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Damn.
Are you
Don't
playing?
want.
Wait, we're doing bracket or
Let's stop
Swiss?
bullshitting, man. Huh?
We're doing bracket or Swiss?
It's I'm just saying. Is there anyone you just don't want to play because you're like okay, let's say this. Here it goes. Here it goes, Kelvin. You got to win one more match to get in. Okay,
Yeah.
something happened. You had a pad malfunction. The dude took the match earlier.
Damn.
You dropped the combo. You lost another match. So you already kicked 2 chairs over. This is the last match. This is the last match to get into the season. Who do you not want to see across the sticks? Basically, who would give you the most trouble, you think? Not maybe it's the character or the player. Just tell me. Not saying you can't beat them, but the one you have to work.
That will give me the most trouble.
Who's the biggest threat to you making it into?
I think Gimpy is the biggest threat right now.
Ooh,
Gimpy!
That's the only person that I think that I see any potential in taking me out.
Why?
Only person!
The only one?
On it.
That was a pretty... This man just loaded up his Tommy gun and shot all the sodas.
Damn, dog. Can I speak? Golden as well, His Macau is really good too. But I mean, there's 4 spots, so it isn't like, I'm scared of, losing a Golden or Gimpy or whatever. But like I said, there's 4 spots, so it isn't like if I die to one of them, it isn't like I'm out, But I don't want to lose them, obviously, because, season 3, niggas got something to prove out here in these streets.
Okay, so Gimpy, what about is it character, player style? What's going on with Gimpy that you feel like I'm gonna have to really focus in and lock in more than anyone else when I play him? What's going on with that, man?
He's really patient, He doesn't like to overextend himself very often. I feel like when I've played him, so I feel like if I overextend myself, he's gonna take advantage of that. So I have to play in that pace where I'm kind of keeping him out and then just picking up on his tendencies and exploiting those so I win. I mean, which is a fighting game, I guess, but I feel like if I play against him, these matches might go down to the last fucking 10 seconds. So, it's always a good set between me and Gimpy. So, I don't know if I do play in tomorrow in bracket. I'm not scared to play against him. But that's, just put it out there. But he's definitely someone who's a threat, So that's why I'd put him as the person that, if it was the last person I had to play, that would be the person I had to, hone in on.
I feel you, man. I mean, look, the comp is going to be pretty stiff. Pause all the way around. From what I can gather, I know. Let me see who had pre-reg, man. I had that pre-reg list up earlier.
Let's take a look at that.
We'll pull that up. I'm gonna throw it in the chat for everybody.
Oh yeah, throw it in the chat. I gotta
linking it everywhere. So here you go. In case I wanna. This doesn't mean this is all the people alone, but this is just people that we know are coming. So we've got Quiet Storm. Okay, now he plays the Spud. Let's be real, man. Okay, that man can
PRO.
Can kill anybody because he plays Spud Masters. Quiet Storm can do some work. Miyagi's been doing a lot of work. He plays Mix Up Master. Okay, number 3 on the sign up, Bix HD. Bix told me, he told the world, I don't care if I get voted into season 3 or not, because I'm going to make it regardless.
Damn, son.
So, Bix, tomorrow, my man, is time to put up, man. I want to see some blood, Bix. I want you to kill somebody tomorrow. Make those words into reality.
And the only one coming in strong with the icon.
Yo, yeah, he's the only one. He's the only one ready. Everyone else doesn't have an icon.
He's coming in hot, yo.
He's been waiting for this moment.
SMP, never count out my man's scary mashed potatoes. Look, I know people say, hey, I haven't seen him play a lot. But, hey, he plays Kami, okay? If he plays Kami, just let the chips fall where they may. I don't even know Andrew was going to be in this. Shout out to him. if he's
He's man trying to gatekeep, dog.
if he's just trying to gatekeep people, and I think that's what it is. I think he just wants to see people cry, man. You know what I'm saying?
For him, man.
Yeah, good for him. Roxas Mika, we already know who the Apex is, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted, bro. Throwing Joseph. Look.
Throjo. Yeah, Throjo's another strong candidate.
The one man that loves to scrap, we know is Joe, who wants to put on a good show. Does anyone know who Papa Lobster is, man?
That's Huff.
That's Huff's handle now?
What?
It's Huff's handle now.
When did this happen?
When the fuck?
He went the story goes that he went into a Red Lobster with Kendrick, and the hostess thought that he was
the dad.
Kendrick's dad.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's actually kind of crazy.
Oh my god. So he's just going by Papa Lobster now?
That's magical.
That is real magic. That's real magic. When you guys go home, I mean, you guys are home, but when you wake up in the morning, man, and you see butterflies and the birds, it's happening because Huff chose his name to be Papa Lobster, man. Remember that. You know? That's insane. Okay, so Huff's in it. Good to see my man's Huff. Or maybe that's for Third Floor. I don't know. One of them. Someone from Hampton, right? Pickles. He's been coming out every week more recently. And people tell me not to sleep on Pickles, man. People are telling me that, he hasn't been playing that well in the brackets because he always has to play some killer round one. But in a setting like this, where you've purposely removed 3 or 4 of maybe the stronger players, who knows? Who knows what my man Pickles can do? And especially because we're going to try to run it Swiss, who knows what my man Pickles can do, man? Maybe he gatekeeps. Maybe he gets in. I'm not counting anyone out. Does anyone know who AWOL 32 is?
No idea. I kind of want to see a Pickles Throjo match though. Dawson Mirror.
Dawson, you think Pickles would play that? Do you think he would not pick Guile?
Oh yeah, he does play Guile. But I feel like that matchup is kind of bust ass.
For Guile? Really?
You can just teleport it behind him. I feel like.
He has a flash kick.
That doesn't matter.
It does matter because you can't cross him up.
I feel like you could just instantly react and just teleport. And
No,
then you
I'm
get
saying
fucked.
if Joe tries to teleport in, he can just flash kick. And it's projectile invincible.
I'm saying if he throws a boom.
Oh, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. It would be interesting to see. I don't think it's as free as it is. Potentially it could be.
You can't react to the boom though. You can't be like, oh, there's a boom coming. I can teleport behind him. You got to be like, you have to guess.
He has to guess. I agree with that.
Mm.
PRL.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Mr. Paul Lineberry himself, coming in strong. I don't know who he's going to play. Karin, Balrog, maybe Guy. Prepare yourself for 8 different characters. But I know PRL wants this. PRL didn't get into season 2. We did not see that man for a while.
Yeah.
So I think he really has put some time in this week, I would assume, and he's going to try to make a good case to get one of those 4 spots. Gruff 757. Gruff, my man's Gruff.
Everyone hide your sticks.
Oh no, Jason,
Stop.
don't you dare talk about my close personal friend Gruff like that.
My bad.
I hear that he does not have a PlayStation 4 though, because it broke, and we don't know how it broke. I need some photo evidence.
That's having a bad week, dog.
Zap, I don't know, man. There's been a lot of things cast from that man's hands as of late.
I think he's going to the Olympics.
He's going to the Olympics.
What the hell, bro?
Gruff has put in a lot of time into Street Fighter, and I can say that his birdie probably isn't quite yet up to caliber, but I like him throwing his hat in the ring and continuing to work towards the goals of being a good player. Gruff is applying the things I'm teaching him. Other people have taught him some things. It's a matter, I told Gruff, of execution. Your mind's there. You're seeing some things happen, but, as a newer player, you're going to make probably more mistakes than most. So you really want to make sure when you make the right decision that you don't squander it by dropping the combo or this or that. So I think that Gruff just needs to keep working, put your head down, keep working, Gruff. Stop playing DOA and You're there, man. You're coming along smoothly. And then Titan Wet, the other Chun Li, other than Crimson, I don't see his name on here. I don't know if he'll be able to come out tomorrow. But Delson here, we already got one Chun on board with McVay. Maybe he has been putting in some work. I don't know. We've not seen him over the last, I would say, 3 or 4 weeks playing. I mean, I saw him at the store, came through, but not sure. So yeah, that's at least 13. I'm pretty sure we'll have a few more to come in here, and we're going to get it. We're going to get it bloody, man. We're going to get it popping.
Getting it popping, as my old man Kelvin would say.
Definitely.
That's
Is that it, man? Jay, is we got anything else on the docket we need to clear up?
Any upcoming tournaments?
Hey, I got something.
Oh
Put it on the
no!
docket.
Oh
Put it
no!
on the docket, Fumi Jin.
Are we gonna see? Okay, so first of all, topic that I wanted to bring up was evil geniuses.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
So I saw a tweet the
up.
other day by the brass saying, "Don't worry, evil geniuses and Alliance are not going anywhere." And
Really?
then a day later, Alliance's Dota 2 team, bon voyage, boys, call it quits. We are out of there. And then the EG Dota 2 team lost 3 of their players.
Yeah, man.
So I don't know what's going on, boys, but it's not looking good in the EG camp. And for those that don't know, EG and Alliance are the same team owned by the same company. So.
So, Kappa correspondent K Bliss, aka Kelvin Maldonado. You had some interesting messages earlier. Can you kind of just recap what you've been hearing about the streets, man? What's going on, bro?
So, from what I've heard, Team GGA, is it? Fumi would probably know. Is a parent company of Alliance and Elite. Is it Alliance? Allegiance? I can't remember exactly.
Alliance.
It's Alliance, right? And EG. Supposedly they're owned by Amazon, and I don't know if they're just not making money or something, but Amazon decided to close them as a company, so they don't exist anymore. I guess that kind of where Alliance falls, where a lot of the players, I don't know if they quit by their own means or if they were dropped.
So is that a confirmed fact that the parent company they're not supported by them anymore?
Yes. If you go on their Twitter, it actually says they're closed, and it's a private account now. And then if you go on the founder of the company, he pretty much says he goes GGA, and then there's a whole bunch of threads of tweets of people that work for the company saying thank you for allowing me to work for you guys, just a whole bunch of stuff like that.
Well, that was Alexander Garfield, and he stepped down as the CEO, as far as I know.
Did he?
Yeah, but
from what I heard, I think it was what's this guy's name?
Apparently it's GGA, Good Gaming Agency, that is dissolving.
Yeah.
That is what is ceasing its operations, which was the parent company of this thing. So you're correct. But maybe the teams will have to restructure, and probably they will have to close some of their teams if their funding is getting cut because of this. I would assume that was going to be the case.
Yeah, the Halo team, the EG Halo team, which actually I think they got second at the Halo premiere last year. So I don't know if any of you guys probably don't follow Halo. There's a tournament for about $2 million. And the EG team, I guess, took home a good portion of that, but they were actually dropped as of, I believe, yesterday. And now I guess they're looking for another sponsor, but yeah.
So I guess we should ask the next question. How do esports teams make money, man?
I don't know.
Because this is news. EG has been around since a long time. To hear that their upper people are not making money or having to dissolve because of money issues, is kind of disturbing, to be honest, in my opinion.
Well, the only thing that I can think of is that they probably overextended in their talent, I guess. I don't. I honestly have. I can't begin to fathom what changed in the last bit of time. But I don't think that EG is doing any worse than it had been. That's for sure. If anything, they've been doing better than as of late. I mean,
Right.
top 3 finish at TI is nothing to slouch at, and their other teams are fine as far as I know. I mean, I don't know what you can tell me about their Halo team, K Bliss.
Well, last year, this year actually, and part of last year, so the season ended, a little bit prior to the summer. The Halo, they had, I think it was around maybe 7 tournaments leading up to the World Championships, and they ended up taking, I believe it was third. They ended up taking third at the World Championships, and then they won 3 out of the 7 qualifiers.
So they were doing really well.
Yeah, the players on their team are actually Snipe Down and Lunchbox, which are considered 2 of the best Halo players of all time to ever exist. They were a dominant force in Halo 3, and so I don't know why they would just drop all these players suddenly, but I guess that's how it goes.
Okay, this is an update from Chris Bond. Shout-outs to Chris Bond, who writes all these cool articles for esports FGC stuff.
Put that back.
I like how you phrased that, Movie. You said put that back.
That's his photography. That's his unit. Put that back photography.
So Chris wrote as an update to a piece that he wrote earlier. This is from Colin DeShong. EG and Alliance aren't going anywhere. We closed down the GGA Twitter because most of our staff are now integrated into Twitch more fully, which would make sense because Amazon also owns Twitch. So it sounds like they said, hey, you guys actually suck at managing players. Why don't you just go work at the Twitch office?
Perhaps, yeah.
So, who is Colin DeShong? He is the director. He's the creative director for Twitch Esports. So I guess they're shuffling those people to work for the Twitch Esports team. I guess not like they have a team that they sponsor, but all the events that Twitch does and all that stuff. But this means that EG and Alliance are having massive changes made to their esports squads, such as Dota, Halo, but this will not affect, for the foreseeable future, EG/Alliance FGC players. So it doesn't seem like K-Brad, Justin, Ricky, all those boys. Sounds like they're safe from this, but yeah, I guess Amazon was just like, this is not effective enough for us, so we're going to restructure some things. Pretty interesting, though.
That's kind of crazy.
It is, man. Like Fumi said, EG was making so much money in Dota, and then first off, you have to. I mean, that's not maybe a topic for another day, but why do teams do so well and then they just blow up rosters in Dota? I don't understand.
I don't know.
Oh, wow.
These guys are just ridiculous. I mean, they do it in CS too as well. I mean, for instance, like Team Liquid. I think it's just money, man. To be honest, these teams that do well, the players, they don't look at it from the perspective of potential with the team they're currently on. They look at it saying, "Hey, I can go over here and get a paycheck."
Oh, I see what you mean.
And when that EG money talk, you walk. So.
That's kind of crazy. That actually is insane. But,
yeah, man, these teams were so godlike. This all broke up, and same thing. It just happened. It's happening all over again this season too in Dota. Same exact shit. All the top teams are imploding.
Damn.
Why is K-Brad still sponsored though?
Hey, that man got fourth in Australia, man. Put some
Hey,
respect on the
Aus-
name of the
Australia.
women, Kenneth Bradley.
Hey, he did
Australia?
well to defend the North too, didn't he?
I think so.
Did he really?
He made top. I mean, he did well enough to make it out of Bulls.
Come on.
I think he got top 8.
He got top
Let me
eight?
get those. Let me get
Did
those
he?
results real
I feel
quick.
like I don't even remember him.
Oh, how dare you speak to Kenneth Bradley that way?
I like K-Brad's personality. He just quit and work for Twitch, dog.
K. Brad got third at that tournament. Put some respect
Yeah, I
on
told you.
Kenneth-
Kenneth Bradley's name.
Fucking nerds.
Okay, I'm gonna do one more thing real
Okay.
quick. Let's see where K. Brad is in the standings.
Yeah, let's do that. Where the hell is K-Brad, dog?
Yo, Daigo shot up this list fast. That man went 2 events and he's number 10 on it. He was, I swear, 2 weeks ago he was like 32nd.
Yeah.
He's number
Yeah.
10 now.
Yeah,
That's
he was.
crazy.
What happens when
Point
you
chaser.
laugh, man?
K. Brad is 20.
What?
You better put some respect on that man's name.
K-Brad's 20?
You better put. Guess who he's beating? You want to know who he's beating? Kazunoko, Ricky
Oh,
Ortiz,
God.
MOV, Problem X, Filipino champ.
You know why he going to them goddamn South American majors, dog?
Oh my lord. You know who else he's beating? Gamer B,
Yeah, what? Come on.
The man's a
Alucard.
god.
Come on.
Put some K-Brad, I think he has put a lot of work into this game. I respect him. If he's having success, all the more power to you, Mr. Kenneth Bradley. Keep doing your thing. At least he's
Yes.
earning his sponsorship, I feel like, this year.
Success
Previous
of
years,
South
I feel
America.
like he was kind of butt. You know what I'm saying? Like an Ultra, no, he wasn't king. Even then, he was okay, man. Look,
I'm just saying, dog. South America and Australia, it's not a good look.
so you telling me you moving to Rio? Is that what you're saying, man?
Nah, fam, I'm staying away.
Moving to Rio and take that free points, bro.
CBC points, boy.
Kelvin's gonna be the new Bahrain champ, yeah.
The new Bahrain champ.
Move to Middle
Savage.
East.
This is looking
I'm
like it's
moving,
going to
dog.
be a really good top 32, though, if all these people finish up the way they are.
Take K-Brad off the list.
Huh?
Oh my gosh.
Yo,
kidding.
watch K. Brad kill somebody that you like. Watch him kill
Throwing all the
Yukadon.
shade.
Watch Yukadon die to that man.
Nah, dog, don't say that. That's my man.
Don't say that.
Watch that old young man die to him, yo.
You don't need that.
Mr.
That man's
Fujimura
smile.
Atsushi. That's his real name.
That man's smile was golden, bro. You seen that shit?
Yukadon?
You got that derp look.
I haven't seen all
Like, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Look.
that. That's the Haitani, bro. That's the Haitani classic, man.
told me
Haitani
to
always
be
says that
there.
smug, like, yeah, you would do that because you fucking suck. Like, he's got that face. Like, even when you hit him, he's just like, yeah, I knew a scrub like you would do something like that.
I like Aitani.
Isn't Yukadon sponsored now? Right?
He is. I don't know by who, but he's sponsored.
New deal? Is that what it is?
Maybe some Japanese company, man, that does Japanese stuff.
Basically.
Oh, I know this
Sponsored
is
by yourass.com.
kind of, but since we're winding down and we're just throwing out random topics, Matt, I've come to a better determination on my feelings for KOF 14.
Oh, okay. Please share.
King of Fighters 14 is a game that I enjoy. I will play it, but you can't treat it like 13, I feel. It's not 13. 13 was better, in my opinion. There's already things I don't like in the game. I'll kind of get into that. But overall, I think if you enjoyed 13, you'll enjoy 14. But it just feels like they took a step back, kind of. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. There's just small things that irk me in this game. One of the biggest ones is just getting a meter when you die. I really find that counterintuitive. I don't know what the choice was with that, because what I've been finding as everyone's starting to get better at the game is when I'm pressuring people and they're about to die. Let's say I'm at 60% health, their character's about 10 or 20. And it's like, okay, it's KOF, I'm playing smart. I'm going to go for a quick, like a hop in, C, then maybe run up grab or run up crouching B or something. What's happening is people are, and I'm not saying this is their fault, I'm not saying that at all, or that they're a scrub, but it's because of the game system. So what's happening is on hit or block, people are like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to hit C and hit max mode. If I hit him, I'm going to kill him or make it tied, even though I have like a 50% health lead. If I don't hit him, he may kill me, but I'm not going to technically lose that bar. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, so people are throwing out the Hail Marys.
Hail Marys are coming a lot more in this game. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It is hot and heavy with these Hail Marys. And again, I don't necessarily fault the players, because I've seen people do this at I've been watching some Mexicano streams, and I see the same thing. It's just that the game is just saying, like, I want you to spend bars, so just do it, because you're going to get the meter anyways. So, like, if I'm on my second character and I've got max bars and I'm about to die, there is no penalty at all. Like, there's none. I wouldn't start the next round. Well, I guess I would start with more meters, but I'm still going to have, like, if I had 4 and I would have started with 5, I'm going to still have 4. And guess what? I only need 4 to kill you. I don't need all 5, to be honest. So, I don't like that. It's kind of a gripe I have personally, but I don't think it is a bad game. I really enjoy it. And I think a lot of the old cast is really strong. Like, I've been playing Kay, Iori, and King, having a ball. I'm enjoying liking the new characters. I know that you played a couple minutes in training mode. Was it enough for you to maybe see some things you like or didn't like, or?
I mean, I can't really judge it based upon that. I mean, from what I could tell just by playing it for 5 minutes, is that it's a lot easier just in general.
Yes,
and
that is true.
It's a lot less intuitive than 13 because the systems are a little bit more, or rather less rigid, but also easier at the same time. Does that make sense? Like in 13, everything was more intuitive. So like when you hit someone with, say, I don't know, if you're Kyo, for instance, if you hit someone with a tsunami kick, you knew they were in a juggle state, and you knew what your follow-ups would do, and you knew what you cancel your follow-ups into. Basically, like the meter management and the meter usage was all very intuitive and structured. Like, I'm spending this X amount of resources, and I'm getting this much return, and then you weigh that decision, say, is it worth it, yada yada, and it was all very smart. The best way I can put it is that it was smart. So it was like a similar correlation between every character. Yeah. But in like 14, from my time with it, I was just like, oh my god, what is all this shit? Like, there's some crazy shit, like heavy imbalances in terms of meter usage for certain characters. I just watched a Vice video of this guy doing, this crazy shit with Vice. Like what the fuck? Like, is this real? Like, I can do all this now? It's like a KOF 13 wet dream, with Vice. Like, I have full meter and I just hit like a full confirm, which is not. But you get that from hitting like a low B in this game.
Oh yes, yeah.
So it's like the same reward I get in 13 for making like a really good read or getting a full punish is like the same situation I get from hitting like a low B and doing like a 4-hit confirm into like an activate. It's like, it doesn't feel the same. It's not as rewarding.
It's not. I think lows are very, very strong in this game because of that. Because you just get paid so hard and hops are weaker is how I feel. When I was playing Ryan, he was like, yeah, man, when you get me here, I was playing Iori. It's specifically about my Iori play. It's like when you air reset me, a lot of times they go for the hyper hop mix up. And I was like, I don't think it's really that strong anymore. And so I tried it a couple times on him just through playing. And then he was like, you know what, Kev, I think you got it, man. That shit is pretty slow. So, I was just doing like run up command grabs, and he said he was getting hit because he was expecting a hyper hop. But when I did it, he always blocked it. So I was like, I mean, it's not hops are not as they're I feel they're toned down for some characters, at least for Iori, because that's who I've been playing, who I know in 13 and maybe other games has always had really, really crazy pressure when he gets a chance to get a really good hop on you. But there may be some characters. I mean, I'm not trying to speak for the whole cast, but and Rai Rai feels the same way. Iori's more honest in this version. I guess that was the words he used. So, but I don't think it's a bad game. I'm just trying to avoid comparing it to 13, even though it's hard because they're both KOF. But
Yeah.
I once like today I was like I'm just gonna play it and not think of it like it's 13 and just try to learn it for what it is. And I saw some of the good and the bad, but overall I feel like it's fun enough for me to play. So I'll probably play it.
Is it more fun than Street Fighter V?
Street Fighter to me, and the reason why I say I had more fun playing 13, like 13 was the most fun I think I've ever had playing a fighting game. I prefer games that are faster than Street Fighter. So Street Fighter it's faster, I guess, in this game because it's crazy, but it's not fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like so to me it's already more fun because I promise you on everything, man. If I had been just introduced to older games, I feel like my number one game would just be like Vampire Savior or something, man. Like just something that looked. I remember one time we saw it, I was like, yo, this game looks so fast. Like I just want to play this game. Like that's the speed I like making decisions. Like and that's one thing. Like you said, you feel so rewarded in 13 because it's so fast. You have to make those calls.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I get moments of 13, and I feel real rusty playing KOF, but I get those moments every once in a while. So I think 14. I think our scene. If you think you like it as well, I know Rai Rai wants to play it, so I think you can definitely make some noise in that game. But I'll say right now I enjoy them. I probably think I'll probably once I start killing people the way I want in 14, I'll probably enjoy it more. But right now, because I am rusty and I don't know all the combos and everything, I feel like I feel like when I mind fuck people with Vega in 5, I enjoy that more right now. But the speed of the game is what calls me. Like when I went home, I just watched a set. I didn't watch 5 today. I just watched a set of Dakao versus some guy, and they were playing so fast. I'm like, this is what I like.
What characters are they using?
He was using Team Basic, K, Iori, and Kyo.
Nice.
And he was playing against this dude using Kim. His other characters weren't that notable, but his Kim was really good. This dude he was playing, his Kim was really, really like carrying him. I think it was like Kim Clark and some other character, but
interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting stuff.
Yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on it, but I need to get a PS4.
Hey, me too. I just played the store. I don't have a PS4, so we're like, that's another reason why I feel like I'm behind the curve slowly. Is like everyone's starting to do really strong combos. Like, okay, it's good, and I'm just like, maybe one day.
And I'm over here just like, yeah.
here's this no meter B&B. But yeah, that's it, man. That's the docket. Kelvin, try KOF, man. You'll probably like it.
I know I will, but playing Street Fighter, fam.
Hey.
Eyes on the prize. He's got to make it into season 3 first.
Ooh.
Yeah, bro.
All right, sign us out of here, Jay.
Yeah.
All right.
That is free.
Yeah, I need to make it. Thanks for watching again. I think we clocked in at perfect 2 hours tonight. Thanks for sticking with us. Tournaments this week. Oh yeah, ECT. So we'll have a ECT breakdown from Kev and Kelvin
We'll have a nice big round
and everyone
table.
else. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
almost the whole Evo crew.
That might be the return of Fuerte onto the
Oh
show.
my God,
'Cause
no!
that man is going to ECT with us.
Oh man,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
everyone get your wallets out because you're gonna be
Right.
paying a lot of people. You're betting on Forte right now.
I'm betting
Oh
anything.
yeah, he actually signed into SF5 earlier.
Yeah,
Get
man.
the fuck out of here.
So
Well,
he's
man, back in the scene, man. Back in the fold.
oh man.
Like, hey man, I took back my PS4 from the store.
Hey, Kelvin, I know you won, but you're your ass, man. Just know that you're ass.
I can't wait. So we'll have a comeback episode for Forte if he chooses to come back on the
If he
show.
chooses to grace us, you're right. That's not a
Please.
confirmed, but I assume he'll join in.
Because we don't know when the season 2 of Overwatch starts. So we may or not have him on next week, but expect a roundup. So that's pretty much it. Anything you guys want to say before we go?
Good
Nope.
game.
All right. Good night, everybody. Take it easy.
Peace.